Yeah. Okay. This is a meeting about non-duality. Non-duality is a complex word. There are a lot of people talking about non-duality, and there's so many different ways they see non-duality. They see it as a teaching, they see it as a therapy. They see it as it's something you can reach, or you can lose the me. This is non-duality. I even do not like the word. It's just what is, and there's no me. When there's no me, it's also very obvious that everything is just what it is. It was always like that. It's always been like that, that everything is just what it is. But for the human, with the abstract brain, with the abstract thinking, with the ability to do that, we are so used that there is a center. From that center, that seems like a me who has an ability to choose, to make decisions, and to make goals, to look at yourself and look at the world. How do you say that? The thing of when there's a me, you could say the suffering is that when there's a me, there's only everything real. Everything is very real and solid. When there's no me, it's very obvious. Everything is just energy. There's nothing real. Everything is real, seems to be real, and it's also unreal in the same time. So it's just energy. Nothing is really happening. But when there's a me, everything is just happening, and it's happening to you. The world is happening to you. The relationships are happening to you. When there's pain, it can be caused by someone else. So there's always a relationship between you and the world or other people. When there's no me, there's of course no relationship. Relationship is something of the abstract mind, because it's so convincing that there's not only here someone, but there's also in other bodies there's also someone. And there in those years that there's been a survival system from young child till now, you could say, in the story, it's built up on a survival system to make things right. Because when there's a me, there's something missing, there's something not right, there's something wrong. And that's underneath everything. There's a feeling of not being worth so underneath everything, that's coloring everything. The strange thing is, it's a misunderstanding. It's just a misunderstanding. There is nothing wrong. There has never been a me. And that what is has always been what is. So there's nothing to reach. There's nothing to go for. There's no goal. There's nothing lost. It's already what is. There is no wrong, there's no right, there's just what is. That has always been like that. This is a short talk, I think. So if you want to say something about this, or ask something, or share, you can unmute yourself, and we have a chat, we have a talk together. This is a meeting without any meaning, without any value, with no goal. It's just a meeting, sharing. That's it. Nothing to reach, nothing to go for, nothing wrong, nothing right. It's just what is, apparently.
I feel flooded with silence, peace, gratefulness.
Mm.
And then there's the catch. I already feel this clinging of I want to keep that.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Whereas I can see that all these goodies come because I can't cling to anything.
It's not so much because they just come, and they go. Yeah. You can suddenly be gratitude, so, and then there's something else. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. It felt that those feelings came because me I could not get a grip on anything, so I just let I don't know how to say it. I just let go or something, and then this joy suddenly is there. But you say it's not because of that.
Yeah, it's in the story. You could could talk like that. Of course, I can hear what you say, and in the same time, it's not. It's there. It's because of that, and in the same time, it's not. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all nothing.
It's everything and nothing in the same time. But there's no reason for some things. But if we talk also in the story, like there's something, there was a letting go. That's just the story. You can't. That's all right. Talking in the story, like there was something gone, and suddenly there was that grateful feeling, and of course, yeah. So. But when there's a because of, it seems like there's a reason, and then it's not
I
really.
can see it. It's too immediate for that. It's all very immediate.
Yeah. It's just that.
Just happening like that.
Yeah, it's just that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Hello, Rosemary.
Hi, Adri. Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. You?
Also, kind of cold today. Anyway, I have this. I get confused, because I understand everything. Yet when I think of things like, for instance, all the creations or discoveries that humankind have been doing, that's the dream, because nobody's doing it. But at the same time, is kind of happening. It keeps on emerging, like science or any kind of science, medicine or mathematics. Plus all the events, the wars, this pandemic stuff, and the peace, and at the same time, the ecology, the movements for the ecology. So all of these things are happening, arising naturally, and at the same time, the me's believe that they are doing it. Is that right?
Yeah, but it's the same. What also is so is that it's not really happening. It's apparently happening. So it's not real. it seems like there is a lot going on, and there is a history, and there's science and everything, but it's not real. It's just energy, and it seems everything seems very real, and there's time and discoveries and everything. So it's not only there's no me, there's also no world, no real world. It's an apparent world. We see it like that in the story, of course, but it's not real.
So whatever we see as, let's say, a lamp could be anything. Like it's just energy that this me as a dream or as an illusory being sees that energy as a lamp, but could be anything else. Is that it?
No, it's seen as a lamp. Maybe some other cultures don't know a lamp, so they see it as something else. They see it as a cow, maybe, or I don't know. So but that's the brain, how the brain is functioning. So there's a remembering, and there's seeing a lamp, and it's a lamp, but it's apparent. It's just energy. But it's not that you are busy all day, like, oh, everything is apparent. That's not.
So the brain also is apparent, and the memories.
Everything is apparent, yeah. Nothing is happening.
But at the same time, the illusion of the me cannot create anything. It's not the me that creates the dream.
No.
Dream is happening, and the me belief is making it.
Yeah, that's, yeah. And the me thinks I'm the center of discoveries or doing, yeah. But it's just happening, apparently. But it's like a mirage. It seems like it's real, but it's not. In the same, real and unreal in the same time. That's the amazing part. Oh my God.
Yes,
like,
it's
yeah.
It's hard to imagine all of this,
It's impossible.
From being the me here
that's impossible. Like, you can't have an image of that. That's just finished. Like, we are so busy, like, creating a new world or better things. It seems like we're so busy doing everything and making a better world or better person or things like that. And this cuts through everything. It's not only there's no me. When it's said there's nothing going on, it's just an apparent world. It's just a dream. Think, oh my God, there's nothing really happening. Oh my God. And it's just happening. It just seems to happen. Everything's going like, it seems to be a world with a pandemic and everything, but it's not real. And still there can be emotions, but it's there. Also emotions are there and not there in the same time.
Yeah, and at the same time, knowing this, it doesn't help.
No.
Because one is in the dream acting as is happening, eating, shopping, fighting, sleeping, it's happening besides the me, it's happening. So there is nothing, the information is not helping us, what can I do for or against or less or stop doing. Nothing can be changed.
No.
Is that so?
No, the thoughts don't have any power. The me is just how do you say it in English? The me is not real. It's not there. There is no me. So it seems there is someone. So when there's someone, then there can be control. And that's when there's control, you can do the right thing. So it's less frightening or more safe or something like that. When it's hurt, there's no control. That's, oh my God, the me doesn't want that. So that whole survival system is you could say is busy to survive. But in the same time, it's just a dream. It's not really happening. So it's just, nothing is going on. But it seems like it's very important in the mind and the thinking.
So one would ask, who is dreaming, or what is dreaming? All of this.
Who is dreaming? There's just dreaming.
Yeah, no one is dreaming.
No, now the dreaming is what I say about the dream is that the thinking happens, the walking, the
Okay, no, I mean
there are
like
decisions. So
yeah,
that
I mean it as this creation, like the planet and all that,
mm,
who
yeah.
is dreaming the planet and creation is it. I know there is no one dreaming, but it's like it's hard to understand, to believe. I mean, it's so hard to fit it in. We are so
Yeah, it's
used to
not
there is
about, and this
someone
is not
doing
about,
something.
yeah, it's not about understanding.
Yeah,
You can't understand. This is not about understanding, and that's the tool we always use by this. That we're trying to make an image of it, or maybe it's a feeling, or maybe it's how can I do it, or what is this? And this is completely out of that. So you can't do anything with it, or you can't. There's nothing in the hands. There's no control. So there's said something, and it's somewhere it's ringing a bell, but not in the mind, in the understanding. So that's
yeah,
the awful part, because everybody wants to understand.
yeah.
We're so
The
used to
mind
knowing.
wants to, yeah.
Yeah,
The me wants to understand. Well,
yeah, sure,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And
Thank
it's
you.
not, life is not about understanding, of course.
Right.
It doesn't need understanding. It's just moving the hands. It's like little children. They don't understand. They do just they play and they do everything. That's it. And we think, oh no, this is important, but because
Yeah.
that's the dream, extra dream on top of it. And the
Yeah.
rest, it's already happening. It's already happening.
Yes. Yeah.
So
So that
nothing is lost.
without the me, the guilt disappears, right? Like feeling guilty. Oh, I should have woken
Yeah,
up earlier, or
yeah, yeah.
or
Mm,
saving money or whatever. I
mm,
should have. That
mm.
disappears without the me.
Yeah,
Guilt
yeah. It's
happening.
always about something is wrong or not right yet, or oh, what did I do? And things like that. There's underneath everything, there's something wrong. That's not only in the mind, it's so embodied, and that seems like coloring everything. So there's a huge trying or drive to make it right, or to do what you think is the best. So maybe therapy, or walking, sporting, I don't know, whatever.
But again, this doing, the me thinks is better this way, and
Mm,
then it takes on that way. But this taking on that way, it would happen anyway without the
yeah,
me
yeah,
deciding it. It would
yeah,
have happened anyway.
yeah, yeah,
There's only always the mirage about the me believing that is taking the decisions.
yeah, yeah, that's it. That's the dream. That's the whole part of thinking that you have the, how do you say it, in your hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Thank you.
just happening. So it's easy when there's no me, that it's not even in happening, because there was already no me. It's already happening, of course. And we think
Yeah,
we're so used to, I have to find it, or I have to do something, and then maybe it's finished. The suffering is finished, or something like that. Oh my God.
yeah. Oh my
This is
God.
it. This is it. It's the way the sitting. This is it. Every character, every body, it's different, and it's a different way of moving, a way of how it looks. Everything is just unique. That's it. And then on top of it, there's a whole structure about this is not good enough, this is not right yet, or all those things. It's just something extra. What is it? That's what isn't happening anymore. That's the only difference. The rest is already just what is.
Thank you.
Hmm. Oh, sorry, it's my phone ringing. Oh God, it's taking me a long time.
There is a chat.
Oh yeah, hi Rose. If there's no world, what is that? What is it that advances? Take, for example, artificial intelligence. Some say we as humans will face many ethical problems because of them. In the dream, anything can happen. So there's a lot of thinking about what's going on, and there can be images of what seems to be there. So it seems like there's a real world, because when it's believed, then there's a world outside. When there's someone here, someone there, there's inside, there's outside, there's time, there's before, there's after. So then the whole thing is going on, and there's seems to be a whole world, and countries and angels and artificial intelligence. Anything can be there, seems to be. But it's an apparent happening. It's not real. And it seems like it's very important because we think that everything is real. Humans, the individual things, everything is real. So there's also a feeling of not being safe, or so there can be a threat from outside. So that can be from outside or from another person, but from the devil, I don't know. Everything is seems like a threat. So there's a lot of images and concepts about what's going on. But it's only in the story. It's a story. Nothing is advancing. It seems like that because we're saying there's time. We believe there's a belief, there's time. There's before, there's after, there are consequences. There's no time, there's just what is, only what is. It's one. So there's no before and after. It's just this. That's it. And there's this moving of the hand, a feeling. This is not about a way of life. This is not about a feeling somewhere. It's not about relaxation or perfection. This is just describing what is, very literally. When there's just a body, when there's just a body, there's just seen a body. There's no inside, there's just that body. We are so convinced there's someone inside that body. I don't see someone inside that body. It's just body. Time is also something of the abstract mind. There seems like there's time, but of course there isn't. It's just what is. It's just what is happening. What is an hour? It seems like something very strict. Sometimes it feels like an hour, sometimes it feels like a minute. It's just energy. It's just trying to make it safe, to make it controllable. But there is no control. That's the threat. That's what the me is very afraid of, that there's no control, that everything is just happening for no reason. Oh my God. So there's an invention, you could say, in the story about there's a reason. So if there's a reason, we can try to make it better, because then we know why it is and then we make it better. It's all dream because there's no one doing it. So there's no power to make it better or make it worse or anything. It's just happening. There's no one already. There's no one already. This is not about losing your me. There is already no me. Everything is just perfect. It's just complete already. In some way, the me can't hear that because the me is so underneath everything convinced there's something not right. There's something wrong or something not worthy or something like that. So it can't hear this is it. This is perfect. This is complete. They say yes, but, and then there's another trying. There's so much investment in an identity, that you are someone who is like this and who is like this, who has talents or not using his talents, or, and in a lot of talking about who I am. The funny thing is, there's no one. It's just what's happening, and maybe they're characteristics, but that's it, without any meaning. The me doesn't want to hear that, because it's invested in so many things, like wanting to be a better person, or wanting to have recognition or justice or anything. And when there's no one and it's about nothing, it's that nothing has any meaning, it doesn't want to hear this. There's so much investment in that, in the whole world, in the whole responsibility, justice, things like that. To feel recognition, I think that's the right word. And so, everything, so many energy is put into that, and it's endless. It's never enough, because this is it. It's maybe a feeling. It's some feelings you don't even know how to say, so it's just a feeling, and then it's something else that's just walking in the garden or anything.
Me again.
Yeah. Hi.
Is there from where you are now, right? Is there a scene or a feeling that there is an intelligence
No.
all pervading?
And intelligent, and then what you said?
All pervading everywhere.
No, there isn't.
No.
No.
So, and so what we call intelligence for humans also does not exist.
No, that's just what is. It's
Right.
very simple. We are so convinced. We have so many concepts about what is it, and we name it, and we name it God or intelligence or something else.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. It's like there is nothing to say.
Yeah. Yeah. And suddenly there's coming a question that can be there too. I remember when I was sitting with Tony Parsons, there were not so many questions. And then suddenly I felt, oh my God, because I didn't like to speak in those big audience. And then suddenly I felt, oh my God, there's coming someone. No, I'm not saying anything. And it came, and then suddenly it came out like that. Yeah. And maybe not, it doesn't matter. So. It's just, or it's happening. It's not you doing it. It's just like, maybe it's happening, and sometimes a question's coming and it's just going also. So it's the same. Another chat. Why do I feel that people who do get recognition, for example, through their music, has better cards? Yeah, sure. Because they are born with a talent, and it's much more easy. Yeah, that's the dream. There's always a comparing, and another person seems to have a better card. You don't know anything about that musician, but still you think, he or she has a better card. So there's always a comparing, and most of the time there's a comparing. Sometimes it's like, oh, I'm better, and I'm better off, and and sometimes it's the other way around. It's also a personality thing, like, or some people are more into, oh, other people have better cards than me, and other people like, oh, I was raised in a period like I have better cards. We as family, or we have better cards. So it depends on where you come from. It's the same thing. Of course, there are no better cards. It seems like that because you only see something and you think, I would like to have that. And that's so easy to have a talent, and they don't know anything about that. So comparing is always a bit strange. And sometimes it seems when there's something missing, or there seems something not right, or there's a suffering or thing, then there's a comparing with people who seems not to have that. So it's always like, it's not really happening, but it's just an image of someone who seems to have a better life. It just shows the suffering, that's it, or the missing. That's just what's happening. So there are no other people. There's just, maybe there can be people playing music. You see it on a screen or in a concert. That's it. There's no inside, there's no outside, there's just playing music. And that, in that, it's not in that moment, but you're on a concert and there's just playing music, there's listening, there, that's it. That's it. And then there's going outside that building, then that's it. That's everything. There's nothing else. There's no inside that building, people are playing music. There's just stepping outside the building. That's it. That's everything. There's no outside world or world that's before that. There's only what's happening. So there's walking. There's no outside world before that walking. It's just walking. So there are no other people. There's just bodies. Apparent bodies. They're real and unreal in the same time also. Oh, it's awful. There's nothing to hold on because there's nothing going on. And we're so convinced that there's something is happening and something is going on. And I have not the right thing. I want to have the right card or to know or to understand at least and have something in my hands to make my life less miserable or something like that. It's endless. It's an endless game of the me, of being not perfect and going on and trying to find a better way. When there's pain, there's pain. That's it. But the whole story about why me and what is happening and he has not and it goes on. That's the suffering. That's the suffering. The whole story about good and bad.
Sorry, but isn't that suffering also what naturally arises? That story of saying is because of this or because of that?
Now, what is arising is just, can be pain or a feeling or anything. And the whole story about why is this happening to me and it has to be different. That's a big one. It has to be different.
But
how can I change this? Sorry?
Let's say some kind of suffering arises, like an illness, or so the person, or it naturally arises to go to the doctor, or it naturally arises to go to a psychiatrist or psychologist or a healer, right? It naturally happens. The me never makes anything happen. That's my conclusion.
But when there's no me, going to a healer won't happen so often, I think. Going to a doctor, their body cannot function or there can be a disease, then there can be going to a doctor. Maybe it's their pills or I don't know, there can happen anything. But the suffering is that whole story about it, about what did I do wrong or I don't want it. I'm
all the mind going around saying things. What did you say about a healer? I didn't understand.
It's not so much, it won't so much happen going to a healer because then when there's something going on, like a certain feeling, it doesn't matter what feeling is going on. So when there's a feeling, then when there's not saying anything, when somebody is offending you and you don't say anything, something like that, I don't know. Then that's what's happening. And maybe there can be a reaction or not, and then it's just, then there's something else. So there's not so much going to a healer. It doesn't have to change.
It doesn't have to change. But what I didn't get is that if the me is something going, an illusion on top, like the mirage, no? On top of everything, cannot ever make anything happen. Things just happen. So what happens, maybe going to a healer. Because we can never make it happen. Is that so?
No, but when there's a me, then there's going to a healer because there's a trying to make you feel more comfortable. when there's no me, then there's no trying. So that's what I'm saying. Of course,
But
there's
going to
a
the
healer
doctor
that can happen in the
without
story.
any, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When there's a me, then there's going to a healer, because then there's a feeling you don't want, or you feel like uncomfortable with, so you want to change, or you want to process it, or things like that. When there's no me, all that doesn't happen anymore. So there's just, can there be feeling, and there's even not naming that feeling or knowing what it is. It's just certain feelings, or so it's going, and then it disappears again. So
Right, but you mentioned going to a doctor.
Yeah,
and that's also to make it better. That's also to change something.
Seems like that. Yeah, that seems like that.
Yeah, because then you acknowledge that there is a body that needs a medicine instead of a body that needs an energy medicine.
But it's not about, yeah, it's not.
Because the healer, I'm sorry, a healer is also to heal the body. That's what I mean.
Okay.
I mean, in my country.
Yeah.
Not just to heal the mind, but to heal the physical body through a healer.
Maybe
I mean, so that in that sense would be the same.
Yeah. Okay, that can happen. I don't know. Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe it can happen. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, when there's nothing trying to change it, then what I know about healing is trying to process, or trying to look at it, or things like that. But if there's just a physical thing, can be happen like that. Yeah. But it doesn't. It's very difficult to understand. When there's a pain, there can be going to a doctor or not. But that's just what's happening. This is talking about the whole, not what's happening. That can be anything. And but the whole thing about, am I doing it the right thing? And the whole, what's extra on top of it, that's not happening. And anything of that. So there can be going to a healer. Maybe some people, some buddies go to the healer or something like that. But this is about, no me means there's nothing going on about this is not right, or I don't want it, or this is not right yet. That whole thing about there's something wrong, there's something missing, that's not there anymore. So going to a doctor can happen, or there can be a thought, oh, I have a lot of pain, I should make an appointment, and then it doesn't happen, or it happens, but it's just like that without the whole thing around it. It's that story that's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe a healer that fixes, that helps fix some in some things in the body can happen. Of course, that can happen too. I was talking about more the psychology things. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. That's it. That it would be without a me, the not needing of
it
me.
can
But
be
then
when there's some.
The me appears, the story appears, and then going somewhere appears. That yet, those that are there to help. So, quote unquote.
Help can happen, sure.
I mean, those that are there with those methods, whatever they are, to help, are there, whether this be going to be a me or without a me, because the me never makes anything happen. No. I get it.
So you go to a physiotherapy, something like that, when there's something with your knee, or and you go to there, or get a massage, or why not?
Okay.
Okay, there's another chat. These are good news, actually, because all is equal. All is one singular thing. The crowd and the band, right? Yeah, it's just one. Yeah. So there's nothing better than something else, or more important, or no, of course not. It's just one. Yeah. what also is when there's no me, it's not that Rose in this body is no me anymore. It's there is that not only no me, there is just nothing. There is no Rose. There is no body. There seems to be a body, but that's it. So in that sense, nothing is important because there's no individual without a me or something like that. No, there is just, there seems to be a body, but at the same time it's not. So there's nothing going on. There it's so what? what the freedom is, there is nobody to look for, to look after. So everything is out of the window, like I have to take care of my body. What do I eat? Now that's better for my body to do that or that. All those things about taking care of the body or taking care of how I look, or how I, it's always being busy, like, oh, I have to do, maybe I can, not today, I know I have to do that, I did it too much, so now I do that a bit less, or all those things. It's out of the window, it doesn't happen, it just not comes up. So that's the freedom, because when there's eating chocolate, there's just eating chocolate, and then it stops, and then something else happens. So what? It's not my body. That's really, we are so convinced that this is my body and I have to take care of, there's something that takes care of it. That's so, we are so into that. It's just body, an apparent body. So maybe there's illness or eating chocolate or not eating sugar, I don't know. It's just what's happened, what's happening. It is not like Rose doesn't decide anymore what to do or not to do. There is no Rose. So there is an apparent body. So that's the freedom. Nothing is going on. So maybe there's an action. Yeah, and it's happening for no one. It's chaos. And order, maybe also. There's nowhere to go. Everything is already complete. It's just what it is. It's the way the body is looking, the way the moving is happening. It's the footsteps. It's the behaving. Everything is already complete. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is right. It's just what it is. It's already complete. So there's no need for looking for it. There's no need for looking for no me. There's already no me. It's just complete. And when there are a lot of thoughts, then there are a lot of thoughts. It's just life thoughting. So on. That can be there. There can be a lot of walking or thinking or anything. And there's no inside, there's no outside, there's only what is. So this is everything. This is everything. It's nothing outside of this room. There is no outside. This is everything. It's complete already. Thank you. Thank you.